All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for the main event of the evening. This battle of two undefeated bantamweights going at it for 3 rounds. Making his way to the cage from Ventura, California, please welcome Chris, the Real Deal Beal.
If you want to close your show strong, this is not a bad way to go. 2 undefeated fighters. The Real Deal, Christopher Beal, 3-0. Trains at Knuckleheads in Ventura. If that sounds familiar, it should. Ultimate Fighter winner, I believe, season 14, Tony El Cucuy Ferguson, an alumnus of Knuckleheads. You see Joe Henley Leonidas watching him walk in. Henley also trained at Knuckleheads, as well as now Mark Winger's training center in Lake Forest. Anything odd about you as a person? Christopher Beal said, if you admired and respected him as a fighter, double that. He beat cancer.
Once you've done that,
there is no belt, there is no opponent that will fall to Chris Beal in his entire career that'll be more meaningful than that. The high school wrestling background. Loves to fight, that's why he does it, and will do what he has to win, whatever it takes. If life couldn't beat this guy, I wouldn't want to be staring across the cage at him.
stories like this is what kind of put everything in perspective.
Anytime on any card, anywhere, when 2 undefeated fighters are willing to fight each other, whoever they are, you've got to respect that. Because nobody wants to lose being undefeated. No one wants to have that loss for the first time. And somebody has to in this case. Either one of these guys could have taken an easier fight. They chose to fight each other. They allowed this to happen.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, in the red corner, here is Jimmy Jones.
And here comes Jimmy Jones. Not only are they both undefeated, they're both 3-0.
Training at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. Been training there 5 years. So 3-0. Not a bad camp to come out of.
Well, and Jimmy Jones' nickname is the English translation of Boss Room's handsome. What's odd about you as a person? He said, I'm so handsome, it's disturbing.
I guess Humble was probably his second choice for a nickname.
Yeah. Also loves hockey and hockey fights.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love a good hockey fight?
So he loves to prove people wrong because he is a small guy. Knuckleheads, Extreme Couture from Las Vegas is Jones. Beal again, Knuckleheads, Ventura, California. When you hear the name of certain camps, like Knuckleheads, you hear Extreme Couture, you hear Millennia MMA, we said it earlier, Elite MMA, CSW. When you hear some of these names of these camps, before you even hear the name of the fighter, you should already have expectations that are set above average.
Well, we've seen a lot of great camps represented here. We've seen, obviously, Extreme Couture here, CSW, Body Shop.
Body Shop, another one.
And you think of Extreme Couture and you think, okay, Randy Couture and the elite of the elite. But every big camp with fantastic big name fighters that everyone hears of, there is a swarm of fighters that are up and coming, that are training under the ranks of those guys.
Here in Commerce, California, it is time for the main event of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds scheduled in the bantamweight division. Presented by Bamma USA with sponsors Chi-Town, Vitamin Water, and Real. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Executive Officer George Dodd, the Chairman John Frierson. Physicians at Cageside, Dr. Perlman Hicks and Dr. Bear Gamboa. The timekeeper in charge of the horn, Debbie Garcia. Your 3 judges scoring this bout at Cageside on the 10-point must system. Luis Cobia, John Newberry and Steve Davis. And in charge of the action, the third man inside the cage, your referee, Jason Herzog. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. Commerce, California, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing 5 feet 7 inches tall. Official weight 135 pounds. As a professional, he enters the ring tonight. Perfect, 3 victories and no defeats. Fighting out of Ventura, California, here is the undefeated Chris the Real Deal Beal! And next his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Also a mixed martial artist, he stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. Official weight 135 pounds. And he too enters perfect tonight. 3 victories and no defeats. Fighting out of and representing Las Vegas, Nevada, here is undefeated Jimmy Jones.
3 5-minute rounds scheduled in our main event tonight. The Real Deal, Christopher Beal, in the black trimmed white tight shorts,
from you, Red. That's gloves.
and the longer board shorts. Out of the red corner, the red tape gloves. Handsome Jimmy Jones, and I say handsome because it's written on the paper.
That's not your own personal opinion?
And who am I to challenge him? First round underway. If we're lucky, we'll have 3. 2 undefeated fighters going at it in tonight's main event here at Bamma USA, Commerce Casino, Commerce, California. And it has been an awesome night of fights. This is only going to make it better.
Jones is stationed right there in the center of the cage. Beal circling the outside to his right.
Already you see that Jones is very cognizant of his range and his reach. He's going to try to use that. Kicks to the body of Beal. Wow, and good counter shots by Beal. That kind of speed and counter possibilities from Beal is what's going to make a guy like Jones hesitate to use his range and pick his shots like that.
Jones is doing a good job of keeping things at his range, the taller, linkier fighter. Beal is quick, though. We've seen how fast he was able to get inside and throw that one punch that he did.
Yeah, he's picking off some of the shots that Jones is throwing with his hands, and then he's countering with really, really quick speed. If he can pick off those shots and he can get inside and land some stuff, he can start neutralizing that range.
Jones feeding Beal a steady diet of kicks, front kicks, leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks, mixing it up. I wonder if Beal is confused or just working on timing his counterattack.
I'm going to go with the second of those two. He's watching him.
Good job, Jones.
He's watching him like a safe cracker trying to get through a combination. He is completely attuned to what Jones is doing.
Head kick misses.
And he's trying to find the opening. Christopher the Real Deal Beal has beaten cancer. That is an impressive thing just as a human being, the fact that he's in there fighting.
As an undefeated mixed martial arts fighter.
Yeah, that is
right hand lands.
Even more impressive. And now he closes the distance. Now we'll see what he does with the long legs of Jones. You know he's putting his time on the mats if he's coming out of Extreme Couture. I don't mean just the obvious, of course he trains on the mats. I'm talking he's probably rolled with some very, very talented people who've taught him how to use those extremely long limbs.
Jones doing a good job of tangling up the limbs of Beal. Beal hasn't really been able to unload in the offense here yet.
Well, clearly Beal is savvy to the fact that he's got a danger there. He's got a Venus flytrap of submissions with the range and those long legs of Jones, so he's very smart in picking his shots from that point. Now they're back on their feet.
Curious move by Beal, letting Jones stand up where Jones was finding the most success in this fight.
Nice left hook by Jones. That got in. Beal opening himself up just a little bit. Lunging in with a hook to the body is Beal. Speed can neutralize that range if you can use it to get in and out and stay out of harm's way.
Jones has stayed active with his kicks and now his punches here later in the first, but he really hasn't hurt Beal yet. I mean, none of these strikes, that was a good body kick. None of those strikes have really hurt Beal yet.
No, and again, there's the blazing fast counter shots of Beal. But yeah, I mean, Jones is mixing it up. He's giving him punches and kicks and combinations, and he's not really giving him a chance to set up too much. He's making him react more than be proactive.
Now the punches of Jones trying to find their way.
And that strategy might be more damaging for some people, but Beal is so darn fast.
Jab by Beal.
As long as Beal doesn't get tagged clean on the button, he may be able to counter and power through it. Right there, he shoots in and
Leg
takes
by
down.
Beal. Now he's got him up against the cage. Looking some ground and pound. You're hearing Beal's corner saying, watch the right leg. He is open for a leg lock here the way he's positioned.
Elbow by Beal.
He's in the half guard of Jones, up against the cage. Christopher Beal on top, Jimmy Jones on bottom.
One thing that I absolutely love about what Beal's doing is he's playing the hand he's been dealt, and he's finding ways to make this game work for him.
Whoa, that would have been an illegal strike if it landed. Christopher Jones has done it. Round number 1 in the books. The story of this round so far. Jimmy Jones with varied attack striking, especially kicks. Christopher Beal with 2 takedowns and a little bit of ground and pound. Depending on which kind of judge you are, it could be a tough round to score, although I would think the volume of strikes by Jimmy Jones should win him that round 10.
Yeah, I think Jones did a little bit more activity-wise, a little bit higher rate of effectiveness to his aggression. But he didn't run away with it. I think what we saw with Beal were the seeds of what will work for him. And now he needs to cultivate those seeds. He needs to land more shots, close that distance, and take some of those obvious advantages away from Jones. However, the one thing you can't take away is the handsome moniker. That's here to stay.
Well, Beal's going to try to do it by making him no
ugly,
longer.
by beating it out of him. Second round scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
De-handsoming him.
De-handsoming. Christopher the Real Deal Beal in the white trunks with black trim, tighter shorts, and the longer board shorts with the stripes, and also black trim, and the taller of the 2 combatants, Jimmy Handsome Jones.
Quick counter hooks by Beal.
6 fights between the 2, no losses to be spoken of. We are 5 minutes away from one of them not being able to say that anymore. Nice. Beal leaping with that jab and then stepping off to the side.
Jones is a very disciplined striker. His hands are up. Jab, double jab, follow with the right. Kicks when he needs to.
Chin tucked very well. When he's throwing the shots, he's got his chin tucked in nice. I'm not seeing Jones throw 1 shot at a time very much.
Good combinations. And a knee. Knee by Jones lands. Beal responds with hook. Just misses.
Kick to the midsection, not clean. But it is score for Jones. Overhand right for Jones. And that's the thing I think Beal needs to do. The one time that range and distance does not work as a clear advantage for Jones is when he's going backwards. And Beal has shown the ability to back him up when he comes forward with combination shots, whether it's kicks and punches or punches. And Jones does his best work when he's moving Beal backwards.
Yeah, anytime he comes with the combination, Jones, just moves back, covers up, doesn't really counter. Let's just see more offense out of Beal.
Yeah, Yeah, he's an effective counterpuncher and striker because he's got great speed and he's got a great eye for accuracy. The problem is that he can't let a guy with that kind of range get off first. He simply gets there first because of that. And he's got Jones backing up. He can make this a different game. Punching in a slip. Now we're going to
double leg.
Jones, and
Jones gets it. Moves immediately to side move.
His head's trapped now. And Beal holding on. Now north-south.
Great position for Jones. Let's see what kind of submissions he has on the top. Beal trying to wriggle out.
Again, back to north-south position. Beal could be in a bad spot. Like that.
And Beal turns it around.
Jones goes to the back of Beal. Beal shook him off, and now standing and looking to drop some shots down on Jones. Willing of the up kick, and who wouldn't be?
Triangle attempt by Jones. See how Beal defends it. He's picked him up. Let's see where he goes with it. Jones holding on.
Looking to drop elbows from that position is Jones. And he lets go. And eats an uppercut. Now Beal looking to take Jones back.
Jones has a standing Kimura here.
And that Kimura is keeping him from giving up his back right now.
And he rolls it through. This could be it. He's got a deep Kimura. He's in the full guard. He rolls to his back. And he's out.
Now Beal is out.
But Jones is on top.
Elbow by Beal from the bottom.
A lot of fun scrambles right there. And Beal gives up side mount once again.
What a main event this is. Two undefeated guys at 3-0. Not leaving one single second to chance.
Jones going for the mount, and he gets up and goes right into a triangle. Jones is in on the deep triangle. He's locked it up. He has completely locked up this triangle.
Can Beal escape? Can he hold on?
This could be the end right here.
It looks like it should be the end for Beal, but the Real Deal has gotten out of this before. He is not walking away from this easily.
And he switches to an arm bar. What? And he's out.
Unbelievable. Beal
gets on top and side mount.
Holy cow.
That was a tight, locked-in triangle that Christopher Beal just wriggled out of, just gutted his way out of that triangle.
That is why you have to score escapes, not just attempts. I bet there were several people counting him out right there. We were close to doing it. I misspoke before, by the way. That was 2 rounds down.
Final round coming up.
I meant to say we had 10 minutes left, not 5.
Just wishful thinking, I guess.
But I wouldn't mind having another 10 after this. Wow, the Real Deal Beal.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 3rd and final round. One more time. Let's make some noise, Congress!
3rd and final round. The Real Deal Beal. White trunks, black trims, the tighter of the 2 shorts, and the longer board shorts. Red tape gloves. Jimmy Handsome Jones. And these 2 guys have battled. Jones very close to submissions.
Oh, good hooks.
In the previous round. Nice leg kick there by Beal. Beal, however, escaping in a bag of tricks more impressive than Chris Angel's.
And Beal hasn't slowed down nor changed his strategy this entire fight. But it seems like Jones is kind of slowing down a little bit. Yes, it takes a lot to get out of submissions. It takes a lot out of you, but it takes a lot sometimes to try to execute a submission hold that is unsuccessful. You spend a lot of energy, a lot of muscle, energy squeezing on it, holding your breath because you're squeezing so hard. It can take a lot out of you, and maybe it did with Jimmy Jones.
Yeah, I would say that the wear and tear is probably showing a lot more on Jones than it is on Beal. However, the last thing Beal needs to do in the remaining minutes of this fight is get lazy or careless. Because I'm pretty sure Jones has enough energy to tighten that triangle again.
Yeah, Beal could easily be down 2 rounds to none right now. May need to turn up the heat just a little bit here. See Jones moving his hips for an armbar, sneaking his hips over the head. Yep, his attempt right there. Nope, Beal's out. Beal has shown an incredible resiliency to get out of these submissions. Triangle maybe right here, an armbar. Knees to the body by Beal.
Yeah, Chris Beal, very resilient. I agree. He's been on the same plan since he started this fight. Except he's gotten more effective at it by finding his spots.
Beal punishing Jones right now.
This could be a fight-stealing round if Beal can stay on the offensive with Jones for the rest of this round. They're going to raise some elbows to the chin of Beal. And dragging him down there was Beal. Jones is throwing some elbows up there, trying to land something.
Double leg for Jones, finds it smart. Story once again.
Now.
Jones right in the side now. He has had no. Beal has shown no semblance of a guard of any kind so far tonight.
You see what Jones tries to do here from side control. He's got choices. And taking it back is one. He'll make it choke.
Body triangle now. That's under the chin. Maybe Beal turned out in time. I can't tell. This could be close. That looks like it's under the chin.
Jones has got this set up. The question is, can Beal pull off another escape a la David Blaine? Yet more impressive than Blaine? That body triangle from the long legs is going to be a big problem, though. A big problem.
All the momentum Beal was starting to gather just went away in this position.
Yeah, he tightens up that body triangle to Jones right there. And that's what I was saying. He looked more tired was Jones, but you knew he had this in him still. And look at
Beal back again with another transition, back on top. Just great mat awareness by Beal. It's not like he's executing a technical sweep that has a name. He's just being very aware of his hips and ending up on top every time there's a transition. It's great mat awareness by Christopher Beal.
He has absolutely validated the Real Deal nickname. Because that guy has already gotten out of some really bad spots that many others may not have. The big question that's going to burn until the end of this fight is, can he and has he done enough on offense to put Jones away on the scorecards?
He's been given opportunities. Jones has given him the opportunities to do so. Another armbar attempt.
And that's his problem.
Ooh, that might be it. No, he got out. Another tight submission.
Yeah, Beal cannot turn his back. 10 seconds, Beal's landing shots. Takedown, Beal. What a finish.
15 minutes of action. Fantastic bantamweight fight here. Chris Beal versus Jimmy Jones. Main event, Bamma USA.
That really was every bit the main event it was supposed to be.
Very competitive fight between two undefeated fighters. Back and forth, striking, kicks, submission attempts, sweeps, grappling. We saw it all today.
unbelievable performance by both fighters. The story very well could be the consistent attack and varying attack of Jones that appeared in every round.
I think I'm with you, Ron. I mean, that third round was close, could have gone either way. But I think Jones locked up rounds 1 and 2. 1 with the striking, 2 with the close submission attempts.
And a lot of the things that Beal did, think about some of the noteworthy things he did, some of the impressive things that he showed, which he absolutely should get credit in scoring for, were escapes and getting out of what looked like he was going to be done positions. The problem with that is that those moments are also implying an effective attack and an initiating of the offense by Jones that he had to deal with. And then that scores more in favor, in my opinion, of Jones. Let's find out.
Easily fight of the night. Show your love one more time for these two young fighters. Great effort out of both of them. And now here are the judges' scoring totals. Judge Luis Colbian scores about 30-27 for Jones. Judge John Newberg has it 29-28 for Beal. And Judge Steve Davis scores about 29-28 for your winner by split decision. He remains undefeated. Chris the Real Deal Beal!
All right, folks, before we interview anybody, big round of applause for both of these guys in the main event. Anytime two undefeated fighters will face each other, that is warranting of great respect. All right, first of all, the fact that you're called the Real Deal is beyond question now. You got out of stuff more impressive than David Blaine. Were you, at any point in that fight, worried about getting submitted, or at all those times did you know you were getting out?
First off, I just want to say thank you, God, because without him, I couldn't be here, wouldn't be here. Shoot. He got me in a Kimura. My arm popped a little bit. He got me in a triangle. I was turning a little black. What else he get me in? He got me in a couple of things, but I'm just a tough boy. I'm from 805. I represent SoCal. This is my house, and I would defend it to the death of me. So that's just what I did.
You heard the crowd reaction to the decision. It was a close fight. Did you think it was that close and you were winning? Did you think you were going to lose?
You know what? I didn't know what to think. I just knew I was in a good fight, and if it would have went to him, I wouldn't complain because he put on a good show, and it wouldn't have been as good as it was if he didn't come ready. And he was ready, so hats off to him. Everybody give him a round of applause. He did his shit. Good job. Sorry.
I'm going to talk to him in a second. Before I let you go, you said if it wasn't for God, you wouldn't be here right now. Tell everybody why that is.
In 2009, I was diagnosed with cancer, had 2 rounds of chemo, did some radiation, had a major surgery on my leg, got some ligaments sticking out, but I'm back. Bamma gave me the chance to come back, and here I am.
Big round of applause. He's beaten cancer. He's undefeated as a fighter in mixed martial arts and a tremendous athlete. Thank you very much for everything you've done so far tonight. We definitely look forward to seeing you again. Truly the real deal. Let him know. All right, I'm going to talk for a minute real quick with Mr. Handsome himself, Jimmy Jones. First of all, congratulations. Nothing to hang your head about. That was a really, really impressive performance. Tons of submission attempts, great striking. Let's start at the end and work backwards. The decision, was that what you expected?
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. That was the toughest fight I've ever been in. I don't want to say I underestimated Chris, but he came to bring it just as much as I did, and he was a better man tonight. And I'm more or less disappointed in my performance. I did give it my all. I just knew I had a little bit more in me and couldn't tough through it. He was all over me the entire fight, and all the credit goes to him.
Was cardio at all a problem for you going into the later rounds?
No, absolutely not. I have no excuses. I took the fight and I trained my ass off for it. And he was just in better condition than I was tonight, and he got the win.
Let me ask you something I asked him. Several submission attempts, triangles that looked extremely deep. Did you think there's no way this guy's getting out?
Yeah, actually, I had him in a couple submissions. The triangle's my go-to when I have it locked up. Usually that's the end of it. And I knew as soon as he stepped over me that it was out, and I had a second or two to think about what I was going to do next. He was just one step ahead tonight.
Well, again, congratulations. Really, you should be celebrating tonight because that fight was tremendous. You guys lived up to the words main event as much as possible. Big round of applause. We absolutely want to see him back. Let him know that that's the case.